Hey guys, Sleepy here, and welcome to a new vlog. Today I've got a few different topics I'd like to discuss with you guys. Just some topics I've been thinking about the past month. And there's been some stuff in the news about Xbox, that we'll talk about. Some of the different plans I have for my collection and my channel. So we'll get started here. First off, I do want to thank all of you guys for all of your support you guys have shown my channel over the years. I've really had a lot of fun with this channel. It's been great interacting with you guys, and I love checking out your guys' videos as well. So definitely thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It's been awesome, and I love doing these videos for you guys, and I love reading your comments. And I know some people say, oh, sorry, I left a really long comment. Don't worry, I love reading long comments because I will leave really long comments myself. So please keep those comments coming. I love reading them, and I will try to reply to every comment that I receive from you guys. So first off, it's been a good year for me for gaming so far, as I have been able to get a lot of time in for gaming lately. And I have been on a big kick of Xbox 360 the past few weeks. If you guys have been watching my weekly gaming playlist series, you guys have seen that I've been playing more Xbox 360 games, and I've just really wanted to go back to the Xbox 360 and start playing a bunch of the games that I missed out on, or go back and actually complete them. So you guys will see me starting to play more Xbox 360 games this year, which will lead me into my first topic, which is all about Xbox 360, as I am looking to complete my Xbox 360 collection this year the best that I can. I have already over like 600 titles for the Xbox 360, so it's not like I need a huge amount of games to add to it, but I started going over titles that I have wanted to play, or ones that I played but never got around to buying. And some of them have gotten kind of expensive, like the Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and I'm trying to think what there's another Spider-Man game, Spider-Man Edge of Time. Both of those have gotten up to like the $50, $60, $70 range. And those are two games I really enjoyed. I remember renting those at Family Video, and I got pretty far in them, but I never did beat them. And so that's a couple of games there that I would love to pick up and add to my Xbox 360 collection, though I'm going to have to pay up for those because they're expensive. But there's a few other ones that are a lot cheaper that I've missed out on. And I actually had to go through and watch my own Xbox 360 collection video that I released last year, because I've been researching games that I want to add to my collection. And while I was researching some titles, I was like, I swear to God I have that game, but it's not showing on my website. And then I saw one on my shelf that wasn't on my website, so I decided, you know what, I better check out and watch my own collection video and see if there's any titles missing from my list. And I had my list on my phone next to the computer while I was watching it, and I actually was missing 40 titles. I know it's crazy. 40 games were in my Xbox 360 collection that I, for whatever reason, accidentally deleted off my website when I was going through my purging, and I got rid of like 300 titles. Maybe I accidentally deleted those titles, or maybe I just never wrote them down and put them on my website, because usually whenever I pick up games, I'll go and update my website with the new additions. But I was going through, and there were some collector's editions, and there was a bunch of games that I was missing on the list. And I'm glad that I did that. It took me an hour, because I think my video was like an hour long, of going through my 360 collection. And I was able to update the list because I don't want to accidentally buy doubles of games. And I'm glad, because one of them, example, was like Catherine. Like, I kept saying, oh, I want to buy Catherine. And then I was like, wait a minute, didn't my brother give me his copy a while ago? And then I look on the shelf, and there it is, sitting right there on the shelf. But it was also in the picture of my Xbox 360 thumbnail. It was sitting on the top. So I'm really glad I went through there. So I was able to knock off, a bunch more titles that I thought I was going to need to buy that I actually own, which is amazing. But after I took through that time, I started going and watching other people's Xbox 360 collection videos. I think I watched like 30 of them in the past couple of weeks. And I'm just going through and just seeing what games they have in their collection. And then if I see one that looks kind of cool, I wrote it down on a list on a paper, and I was starting to research those games. And so I got a decent list of like 40 games, and I started going through and checking out the gameplay and be like, oh, this one looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. And then someone's like, nah, doesn't look like a game for me. And so I have built up myself a nice list. I think it's like 30-some games for the Xbox 360 that I'd like to add to my collection, and I put them on my website for me to keep an eye out for. And one of those titles I actually ordered on eBay, and it came in the mail. And you guys will see it in a future pickup video, but that one was Iron Man 2, which I love the Marvel games. I've loved the Iron Man games, and I beat this one, and the first one, I rented them from Family Video, but I never got around to picking up a copy. And so this is one of the ones I wanted to go back and pick up, so I'm really glad that I now have Iron Man 2 in my collection. Really love this game. If you guys like Marvel games, you want ones that's really fun, I recommend the Iron Man games. Iron Man 1 and 2, both games on the Xbox 360 are fantastic. They control really well, have good story, good missions, and collectibles and stuff for you to find, and just was a really fun experience. And so I was really glad to add this to my collection. But there's been some other games out there that I wanted to pick up that I've rented. Like, I know Bayonetta is one of them. Another one is I wanted to get... damn it, I hate that when you lose your train of thought. I wanted to get Blur. That's that really cool racing game that's kind of like realistic cars mixed with Mario Kart. I know my buddy Dean has recommended that game to me over the years, and several other people have. So I did want to pick up Blur. Yeah, that's one of the racing games I wanted to get. I mentioned those 2 Spider-Man games. I wanted to add those to the collection. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, that's one that I remember seeing, but I never picked up and never got a chance to play it. And I've actually seen it locally for like $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. It's fairly cheap, so that's another one I would like to get, as I'd love to play that one. And there's some other games out there too, some racing titles, and just some games that I have played or games that I missed out on. And so I've been working on whittling down that list and trying to get the list of the games that I truly want for the Xbox 360, because, what's really sad is Microsoft is shutting down the Xbox 360 marketplace in July of this year. So once that's done with, all the digital versions of those games are going away. They're all going to be delisted. The only ones that are going to stay around, they said, are games that are part of the backwards compatibility list, which there's 620 of those. But some of my backwards compatible games, I've looked when I put them in my disc, and I checked the Microsoft store, and it says it's been delisted. So quite a few of those have already been delisted. So you can't always rely on Microsoft that they're going to keep even their backwards compatible Xbox 360 games alive on the marketplace. They could always delist them at any point, and licensing issues and stuff happen. So I really want to go and get a bunch of these 360 games before the prices continue to climb, because Xbox 360 is definitely really popular. My Xbox 360 collection video is definitely one of my most popular videos from last year. It's got a lot of views, and people are really into the Xbox 360, and I just see it continuing to grow in popularity, especially physical collecting, once that marketplace shuts down. So I see in August a lot of prices skyrocketing. Also, I want to get on there and buy the last of the DLC. Like Aliens Colonial Marines has 2 additional DLC campaigns that I would like to play, so I need to go on there and buy both of those. I know a lot of people weren't big fans of the Aliens Colonial Marines game, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. I was a big Aliens fan, and I want to get those DLC. I've got most of the DLC that I want from Xbox 360, but there are a few games that I am missing content on, and so I want to go and download those before they're gone forever, which is a real shame. It sucks seeing the Microsoft 360 marketplace shut down. It's been around for 19 years. It didn't make it to 20, because next year will be the 20th anniversary of Xbox 360. So I'm going through and getting the DLC that I'm going to need, and just going to go scroll through the marketplace. Same thing with some of the Xbox Live Arcade games that are digital only. There's some really good ones left on there that if you don't get them now, you won't be able to buy them in the future, because they're going to be delisted. And Microsoft says that they're going to continue to support as long as you pay for it. You can always re-download at any point, but there's never a guarantee with that either. They could eventually shut down the servers completely, and you can't even download the stuff you already bought yourself. So I always know there's that. So that's another thing too, as a goal, is I'm making sure that I'm backing up my downloads and games, save files, and all that onto multiple Xbox 360 because I have a couple different 360 consoles, and so those different hard drives I'm backing up, making sure that I can play my games, and I'm going on to the cloud where I have a bunch of saves, and I'm downloading those saves to my Xbox 360 so that at least those are protected and saved on multiple devices. So if an Xbox 360 dies or the hard drive or something fails, I have another 360 and its hard drive with those backed up. So I'm working on backing up my save data for the 360 just to make sure I have it, and the games that I have digitally, because I do own quite a few digital games because of having Microsoft Gold. You know, they gave away a lot of original Xbox and Xbox 360 games over there, so I do own quite a bit of digital games, and so I'm downloading those and backing them up if I don't have a physical copy. So like my physical games, if I have it physically, like if I own Iron Man 2 digitally, I have it physically, I don't need to worry about backing it up, but I'm mostly worried about backing up the digital only titles that are Xbox Live Arcade, like Call of Duty Classics as an example. You know, that was never released physically, so it's only digital. So I have that backed up on 3 different Xbox 360 consoles just to make sure that I can always play and experience and enjoy that game. So that's why I've been working on that too this year. And with that, you know, I did want to ask you guys, let me know if you guys have any recommendations for any Xbox 360 games that you think I would enjoy. The larger the list, the better, because I do own over 600 games for the 360, so, you know, it's going to be kind of tough to find games that I probably don't already own, but I would love to hear suggestions from you guys, and I play a wide variety of genres, you know, first-person shooters, third-person shooters, racing games, RPGs, action RPGs, JRPGs, puzzle games. Very few sports games. I really only play NBA 2K series. I don't really play any other sports games, so I really do not need any suggestions for sports games as I'm not really to playing those anymore. But any other kind of genres you guys can think of, let me know, because I'm always looking for new games to play and experience, and especially for 360, in case I missed out on it. There might be a game out there that you love, and I might have missed out on it, and I'd love to hear about it. So let me know your guys' suggestions if you guys have any Xbox 360 games that you think I would enjoy playing, as I would love to add a few more games to the collection before the marketplace shuts down in July. So that's one of my biggest goals I'm currently working on right now is researching 360 titles and building that list, and then going to be getting the DLC for the games to make sure I have all the content that I want for them before everything is delisted. So that's one of the big things I'm doing with my Xbox 360. Now, there has been news floating around. People ask me, and I don't really get into the drama of it, but there has been news about Microsoft, and there's been all these rumors about what their direction's going to be, and maybe they're going to stop making consoles, and maybe they're going to go third party, and maybe they're going to put their games on other platforms and stop making consoles. But I had heard recently that Phil Spencer guy had said they're going to continue to make consoles. But when people are saying about them putting games on other systems, because of some of the studios they bought, like Bethesda and stuff like that, like I could see, like, from their own point of view, why would you want to keep Fallout only for Xbox when you could sell on PlayStation and Nintendo? Like, that opens up such a larger market for them to make money. You know, they own a lot of these studios, so I could see them putting these third-party companies they bought onto other consoles. I don't know if we'll ever see Gears of War on a PlayStation console. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could. But there's been a lot of people all up in arms and all upset about Xbox, and Xbox betrayed me, and Microsoft, and I hate him now. And some people are going around and they're going to sell off their collections and stuff. There's actually a guy locally who sold off a whole bunch of his Xbox One consoles and the games, and he sold all that stuff to my local game store, and he bought a PlayStation 5 and a bunch of games for that, and he said he was done with Xbox and Microsoft because they screwed him over, and the rumors that he was believing, you know. And for me personally, I was like, you know, I want to wait till I get an official word from Microsoft. I'm not just going to go jump off a cliff into the world of getting rid of my Xbox and just landing in the world of rumors. You know, I want to find out what Microsoft actually has planned first, because, you know, all these videos you've seen, people jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, Xbox is doing this and they're going to do this. This is the end of them. And, you know, they haven't done anything official yet. And I think it's the 15th or 16th or something, they're going to release an official video going over what their plans are for Microsoft. And that's when then you can make your decision what you want to do with your future with Xbox, is once you hear it from their mouth first, what they have planned. You can't just go off of rumors. Anybody and their brother can make up anything to clickbait you into their video and, make it sound more crazy and exciting than it really is. So for me personally, I'm just going to wait till I hear what Microsoft's plans are as far as the future goes. And even if Microsoft decided, hey, we're done making consoles, or we're gonna just focus on going digital only, which I know the future is digital only. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sell off the Xbox collection I already have. I have over 200, I have almost 300 original Xbox and Xbox Series X games. So if they stop making games for the console, I can still enjoy my Xbox Series X with the games in the library I already have. There's hundreds of hours in my collection. I've only played probably a third of my Xbox One games and beat them. I still have a lot more to go through and beat. There's several I've discovered, some smaller games this year that I've picked up that you guys will see in future weekly gaming playlist videos. So there's still some games out there that I would like to play for, but I'm okay with the future going to digital only. You just have to accept that my generation isn't the target generation for gaming as much anymore. It's the younger generation, like my son's generations, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, They love the digital world. They love the always online content, so that's where the money is. And those are the ones playing the most Xbox games. And so that's where Microsoft is shifting its focus. So for me, I'm just working on preserving my collection with my physical stuff of games I know I'll be able to play and enjoy in the future if we eventually get to that digital only, which sucks. But it's not just video games that are doing it too. It's a lot of movies are getting into the digital world. There's a lot of that digital content I saw with the Crunchyroll and Funimation, where they're delisting all the Funimation content. And if you bought it, they're getting rid of it for you. That's one reason why I love my physical DVD, VHS, Blu-ray, and TV show collection. I've built up quite a collection, and I actually will share a video of that collection with you guys. I know my buddy Nick T. Wolf had asked if I would show my movie collection, because it's quite extensive. I have a lot of movies and TV shows, and what I love about owning those is if it ever get delisted online, like, oh, I want to watch the original Law and Order. Oh, sorry, some executive somewhere said fuck you and took it off the network, or they lost the license, so now it's gone and you can't enjoy it. Well, buddy, I got the DVDs, I pop it in, I watch it when I want to at my own leisure, not when some company dictates it to me. So that's why I've been working on keeping and building up my physical collection so that I can enjoy it for myself, because in the future, it's just going to more streaming and more digital, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. I mean, the reason they're going that way is because as consumers in general have gone that way. I was seeing the statistics, like literally less than 10% of people actually buy physical video games. It's been like 90% of the sales have all been digital, whether they play them on Game Pass, or they have the play games from the PlayStation Plus, or they buy them and download them digitally, more as Steam on PC. Everybody's just really been buying a bulk of their games digitally. Why get a physical disc when I can just download it digitally? And so we as consumers have brought this upon ourselves, and it's just something you have to deal with. I'm in the minority of people that love my physical games, but my brother is an example of somebody, he just likes the Game Pass because he plays a game, he plays it, beats it, and he's done with it, because he doesn't have the time to game a lot. And so he just games on his PC these days and plays the games he loves, buys them or gets them on Game Pass, beats them, and then he's done with them, and he doesn't go back and revisit them like I like to do. So he's an example of somebody that just enjoys, the digital world, and it's not going to affect him. TV shows and stuff, him and his wife will watch one of the new TV shows that are out there, and then they're done with it. Like, nah, I don't need to watch it again. I watched Breaking Bad. It was a fun show. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I watched The Sopranos. That was fun, but I'm not going to go back and rewatch them again, because there's just so much more content for me to watch. So, there's a lot of people like that where, they embrace the digital stuff. And so we as gamers, you just kind of have to accept what's coming with it in the future. And the only way you can voice your opinion is to boycott what's going on. So like, you don't like Game Pass, don't support Game Pass. I think Game Pass is great for those who love it. I personally don't pay for Game Pass. It's just not something I would use, a service. So just don't pay for it. Like Alan Wake 2 came out digital only. Would love to play the game, but it's digital only, and I can't support it being digital only, so I won't buy it. If it comes out physically someday, I'll buy it. There's a few other games, like the new Like a Dragon game that's coming out. I think it's like The Man Who Forgot His Name or something. I love the Yakuza Like a Dragon series, but that new one is going to be digital only, so I'm not going to buy it. It sucks, I really want to play it, but I'm not going to help support the digital only version of it. If they ever make it physically, then I'd buy it. So that's a game I'm going to have to pass on, and you just have to stick to your guns and just stick to what you want to do and what you like or don't like. If you don't like something, make sure you say something like, hey, I don't like what this company's doing. I don't support it, which I am not a fanboy for any console too. I don't get involved in these fanboy wars where like, I'm an Xbox fanboy, I love Xbox, I hate PlayStation, fuck them, fuck Nintendo, or PlayStation guys that hate Nintendo and Xbox. I don't get into that. I'm a gamer. I just love playing games. Whatever console it is. I have games that I love on my Xbox consoles, original Xbox 360, Xbox One, Series X. I love games on PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have all those consoles. I love games that are on Sega, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast. I have all of those different consoles. Nintendo, I love the regular Nintendo. I love the Super Nintendo. I love GameCube. I love Nintendo 64. I love the Wii. I love the Wii U. I love the Nintendo Switch. I've got the Game Boys, the Nintendo DS's, 3DS's. I love all the consoles, and I don't stay loyal to one company, and I only care about them because at the end of the day, none of these companies really give two shits about us at all. They all just want to make money. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Sega, whoever it is. The bottom line is their company cares about making money, and that is at the end of the line. They don't care about you as a fan. They don't care about us as anything. Now, there are a few small developers out there that I would say truly care about their fans, like Teon, who made the amazing Terminator Resistance and the RoboCop, Rogue City. There are a few of those good developers out there that truly do love the fans and stuff. But as far as the big three companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, they really do not care about us as consumers. They just want to make money off of us. And so you just have to realize that that you shouldn't give your loyalty to a big corporate company, because at the end of the day, they're going to have any loyalty for you. They're not going to care if they pull access to the games you paid for. What do they give a shit? They'll just make you buy them again. They don't care. Nintendo isn't going to care if they take away your access to play an old Mario from the regular Nintendo days digitally, if they take it off their Switch. They don't care. Sony's not going to care if they take away your ability to play your old PlayStation 1 games that you bought digitally on PS3. They don't care. So you just have to come to realization with that, and that's why I have no brand loyalty, and I don't get involved in the console wars. It's crazy. I mean, they've had the console wars since I was a kid, since Nintendo and Sega and the marketing and everything, and you had Nintendo kids, you had Sega kids. I was the guy in the middle who just enjoyed both. There was games I loved on regular Nintendo, there was games I loved on Sega Genesis, and then we got a Super Nintendo, and I love games on both. So I've always been someone who's just loved video games, regardless of the console. I used to also play a lot of games on PC over the years. I don't play modern PC games, but there was a lot of them over the years. StarCraft and the Command and Conquer games and some of the old MotoGP games, and just several ones on the PC that I have played myself and enjoyed over the years. So I've always just been somebody that's been loyal to myself as a gamer. I love the games. I love all the consoles. They all have their ups and downs. They all have their positives and negatives to them, and they all do shitty stuff to their consumers that I don't agree with. I'll call out Microsoft on the shit they do. I'll call Sony out on the shit they do, and I'll call out Nintendo. I love all three companies, but I'm not afraid to call them out for the bullshit that they do. And Nintendo sometimes does crazy shit, and Microsoft does stupid shit, and so does Sony. And I'm not afraid to call them out. Don't be afraid to call outs. Just because you enjoy and like a company, you love a company, whatever, doesn't mean you can't criticize them for doing things you don't agree with. And so if they do something I don't like with, I'll just boycott that. They release a game digitally only, I don't buy it, just boycott it. And that's just how I voice my own opinion, which doesn't really do a whole lot. We're not going to stop what the inevitable future is, but it is what it is. So I just wanted to talk a little bit on that Xbox topic. Like I said, we have to wait and see what the official word's going to be, but I do see myself stopping with modern gaming and buying games. And it's not like it's a bad thing because, I really have to think to yourself, do I really want to keep buying games for the next 30 years? I've already got thousands of games as it is. I have more games in my collection physically to play and enjoy than I can actually beat in my lifetime. Do I need to keep buying new consoles every year? Because I keep finding less and less games that I'm interested in. Sadly, there's just not as many games coming out. Every year it seems to get less and less games that I buy new. I might buy a couple here and there, but I just keep finding less games I'm interested in because the genres and stuff are switching more to being online and more multiplayer focused, less single player focused games, or they're just titles I'm not really interested in. Like, I'm really excited for Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 this year, and I don't know, I can't really think of too many other games that are coming out that I'm really that excited for. So for me, I wouldn't even own an Xbox Series X right now if I wasn't gifted it by my brother. My brother gave it to me last year in February, and I put in like almost 700 hours into the original, or to the Xbox 360, and I've really been enjoying the console. But I would not go out of my way and pay $500 right now because I think I have maybe 12 games that are actually Xbox 360 or Xbox Series X exclusive only titles. All the rest are Xbox One games. They get an upgrade for Xbox Series X when you pop it in the console, which I do love for the backwards compatibility of some of the original Xbox, the 360, and all the Xbox One games you can play on. But personally, I just would not invest that $500 in the console right now. I have heard, the price is going down to like $350, $400 or whatever. But personally, if you don't have a 9th gen console, I don't think you're really missing out. These consoles launched in 2020, went through the pandemic, and it really hurt and really stalled the games being made and released for 9th gen. And so for me personally, I just don't see enough 9th gen titles to justify buying it. Like, I would love a PlayStation 5, but there's like 3 or 4 games I would buy for it. So it would be like, spend $500 to play 3 games. It's just not worth it. So I'll wait on any more 9th gen titles like PlayStation to get a PlayStation 5 down the road in the future, if I even ever get one. It's just, I just see an endpoint for myself. As I've been telling you guys about how my collection has been downsized. I got rid of a lot of games. Hundreds and hundreds of games I got rid of, junk and purging. And I'm really pretty much happy and content with my collection. Now is just a time for me to go back and pick up some handfuls of games here and there that I missed out on that I really think I would enjoy, and adding those to my collection. But overall, I'm pretty much satisfied with my collection. And that's at some point that you would love to reach with your own collection, is you want to eventually someday be satisfied with you have, be thankful for what you have. There are a lot of people out there who don't have stuff like you do, who don't even have a roof over their head or food to eat, So you do have to be grateful for what you have. And I'm very grateful for the massive collection that I've been able to build up over the years, and thankful for it. You just have to be humble and just accept that you don't need to own every video game out there, and don't have to have everything you want in gaming. There's just some things that are unobtainable. Like, I would have loved to have had one of those Mountain Dew original Xboxes, but sadly I'll probably never ever get one of those in my collection. I had a chance to get one and I missed out on it, and that's kind of like, that was my one shot to get it, and I might not ever get it. Maybe if I'm patient enough I might find some of this stuff, but you just come to the realization one day that you just have to be happy with what you have, and that's where I am at in life, just happy with this collection I have. And so, we eventually get to that 100% digital gaming only. That's when I get off the train, and I just focus on the stuff from the past. And I've been playing a lot more of my older games, and you guys will be seeing me playing a lot of 360 games. So keep an eye out for my weekly gaming playlist episodes I release every Friday, as I have just been on a 360 kick lately, and so I will be playing a lot of those. So that was just a few of the topics I just wanted to talk about, some plans. I do have some cool series, some new series planned for my channel that I would like to get filmed. I do want to start my game recommendation series, which I'll go over some games in every episode that I think you guys should play, and I'll show some gameplay footage and talk about why I enjoy them, why I think you should check them out. So that's one of the series that I will be starting up, and I got a few other ideas as well. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for checking out my channel, watching my videos. I love interacting with you guys, and feel free to leave comments. I don't care how long the comments are, long comments. I love reading those and interacting with you guys, and I will try to respond to every comment that I can when I'm able to. Sometimes, I'll release these videos and, just really can be busy during the week with working and obligations and stuff, but know that I do see them all, read them all, and when I get the time, I will respond to all of them. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are there any topics you guys would love to discuss? I'm always looking for new topics, so if you guys have any ideas for topics that you would love me to talk about, let me know. Also, again, if you guys have any Xbox 360 recommendations for me, let me know, as I'm looking to add some games to my collection that I've missed out on. And the larger the list you can give me, the better, because I do own over 600 games, and I would love to research them and see if there's any games that I missed out on, because it would suck to find out, oh hey, you missed out on this game and now you can't buy the awesome DLC because it's been delisted. So let me know if you guys have any of those recommendations. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.